How did you get on? I've listed a few here, but not an exhaustive list. So if you've got more, then let's work through them one by one, and then if you can tick them off on your list, that would be great. So simple structure, the advantages that I've come up with are low level of complexity. There's centralized decision making by the manager, so very much it's an autocratic process, as I may have hinted to previously. Common in small businesses. Flexible, easy to understand and clear accountability. The staff are multi-skilled. A good job satisfaction, producing high staff morale. Now you tend to have in football in the community departments, you tend to have very simple structures because they tend to be pulled in lots of different directions, a jack of all trades, and need to be able to, certainly I look drawn to that one bullet point there of being multi-skilled. So you may get staff that deliver in the after schools program, but in the girls program, they may need to market their and advertise their activity. They may need to collate the applications for soccer camps or schools programs, take money, but also they might deliver in an academy as well. So very much multi-skilled. But you may notice that simple structures sit at a certain level of the professional game. So in a larger organisation, they may have a functional structure, but in a smaller football club, smaller community football department, there may be a more simple structure requiring more diverse roles and responsibilities within each of those strands. The disadvantages are staff are usually not experts, so it's going to be very difficult to have somebody who's multi-skilled and get someone who's an expert in all those different key areas. Decision making can be slow because they're all reporting into one person, and to get that information or to get the say-so from that one individual, then having so many people accountable at the bottom, then it's going to be very difficult to get that green light from above. And too much reliance on one person, as highlighted in the chart previously. Some advantages for functional structures are staff become expert in particular speciality. The duplication of expertise and tasks is avoided because everyone is clear of their roles and responsibilities. Staff working with fellow experts, more effective and efficient organisation. Now that sounds great, doesn't it? And that sounds like an organisation that I'd like to be a part of. However, there are disadvantages. So managers lose sight of overall objectives. Possible conflict between functions. There may be staff have little understanding of the other functional teams and lack of cooperation. Event director relied upon to coordinate and lack of progression opportunities due to specialists. So if you are a treasurer within that structure, that functional structure as before, or the accountant, then you may not be able to progress into that senior role because you don't have a clear understanding of the other functions that happen within the organisation. To be able to produce a structure such as the functional one, then you need to have job descriptions. So written job descriptions are essential. So to be able to do that, you need to clarify the roles that human resources will play in achieving event objectives. Recorded job description will prevent any debate over roles and responsibilities. So you can then go back to them and say, it's in your job description to deliver on these objectives, and therefore if they're not doing it, then they are accountable. It avoids duplication across positions and removes ambiguity and inefficiencies. So from day one, you're able to identify who does what within the delivery. And then assist in the appraisal of staff. So not only do you appoint in the at the start of the process or the planning process to deliver your event, but you also appraise the staff post-event also. Within your job description, a number of areas should be included. Firstly, a job title, so new position or replacement needs to be clearly stated. Function, so broadly states individual objectives. What are you looking for them to achieve? The duties, so it lists the tasks required by the employee. Limitations on authority, so list the type and amount of resources at the individual's disposal. And the relationships, so specify who she needs to report to and who they are responsible for. Okay, 20 minutes now to undertake this next task. I'd like you to think about the jobs that will need to be undertaken within your event. Within your event delivery teams, identify a comprehensive list and assign tasks accordingly. So first and foremost, I'd like you to think, what kind of structure are you going to apply for your event? You may already have applied a structure. Is it going to be the simple structure? So are you the event manager yourself, and you're going to assign a number of individuals, volunteers, whoever it may be, beneath you with roles and responsibilities? Or are you going to do the functional structure, whereby you're going to have a marketing manager, you're going to have a catering manager, an accountant, etc. And I guess what will really be dependent on which structure you use will be the size and scale of your event. So I'd like you to just highlight which structure you're going to use. But to do that, I suppose you need to write down all the jobs that will need to be undertaken first, and then try and assign some names accordingly. Once you've done this, please add it to the discussion board, Lecture 14, Event Roles and Responsibilities.